Hello, my name is Lee Fulsis, and my independent design concept is a high voltage DC to DC voltage transformer. Should transform 9 volts into near about 400 and 12 volts into about 500 according to my abstract. As you can see here, here's the circuit I built. This capacitor is, as you can see on the side, 4700 microfarad. That's just a capacitor that goes from power to ground, kind of just a ripple, a filter, if you will. These two capacitors are the main bulk of the circuit. They have 450 volt rating. Couldn't find any higher rating than 450 volts, so that's a limitation to the circuit. I could not find. If I could find higher voltage rating capacitors that had 33 microfarad capacitors, I would have done higher voltage than 450, but couldn't find them. So that's a limitation to my abstract, is the level of the maximum voltage I can output with this circuit. The main source of the circuit, what's the main gets the voltage up there, is that IC component there. It is I don't know if you can see it, it'll focus, an MCR-CTY 34063A. It's a buck converter circuit, so that's kind of the main source that drives everything. We have a power BJT here, and a another BJT here. Where the 400 volts, or the voltage output from, is right here. This diode goes through this orange wire here and shows up in this multimeter. Right now, it has about a resting rate of around like 100 millivolts or so. I haven't switched any power on, but as soon as I switch to power, boom. You can see that voltage start to rise extremely fast, very high. When it's at 9 volts, I can get it to around 375, but any more than that, and I would have to increase the input voltage. So as it's rising here, it goes up and up and up and up and up. Just wait for it to rise. Well, you get the idea. It'll rise up there eventually, but as you can see, if I crank the voltage to about even 10 volts, around 10.5, that voltage starts to get dangerously close to the 450 volt voltage rating, and so I can't really boost it to 12 because the capacitors won't be able to handle it, and it'll probably it won't be very good. So that's the limitation of my abstract, is the higher amount of voltage I can really output with this circuit. It also said on my abstract that I would put a potentiometer somewhere in the circuit to have a 50 volt range. I experimented with that, and it ended up not being possible. The stability of the circuit was in jeopardy if I did. These resistors are very very precise. I mean, if you have any amount of difference at all in a lot of these resistors, the thing just won't work at all. So it's extremely precise, and having an imprecise potentiometer in there really just kills the circuit, and you can't really get a perfect 50 volt conversion rate. So, but yep, that's my circuit. You can see about 9.6 volts. It goes to about 370. If I turn it up a little bit to 10, we get close to 400. We actually go past 400, and probably where it caps out. Oh, very close there. I think it'll probably cap out around 10.2. So it'll rise and slowly get there, maybe 10.1. I don't want to break it, but yep. About 10.1, 10.2 is what we're going to see, like us hitting the max. So that's my circuit, independent design, and yep.